This is my third time trying to record this because I keep not getting through the entire thing I wanted to talk about every time. So, that also means this is my third front lines, which is whatever. I mean, I need to catch up anyways. So, yeah. Why did I start it off like this? Am I gonna have to re-record? It's whatever. So, we're back from BCS Houston as of yesterday. Today's Tuesday. We got back Monday. We got back Monday night, and I was editing a few videos for our Vanguard YouTube channel, which I'm still not going to connect to this channel, because over there is more of like, I'll dox myself, so it is what it is, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah, there is a few things I wanted to mention. I know last week I said I was going to bring Levidrus. As much as I hated it, and I did not want to, because I hate that deck, it was my only like real strong deck that I own, and I was like, sure, whatever, I'll freaking bring it. That ended up being a bad thing. So at my friend's place, we ended up playing a few matches just to practice before BCS started. We got there Friday night. We started testing. Saturday is the tournament, so on Friday we played a bunch, and we were like, okay, so that we could just practice, right? I played about 3 or 4 matches of Levidrus, and honestly, I got wiped so hard. It wasn't even like me being unlucky for the most part. I mean, okay, one time I was just unlucky, right? One time I was unlucky. The rest, it was like, yeah, this deck is just not powerful anymore, and I already hate the deck, right? So if I were to have kept going, I would have just not had fun, which is something I did not want to happen at a tournament. So I was like, I'm gonna pivot. I decided, thankfully, I had brought, and this was like also after, I had already submitted my deck list to Bushinavi, and I was ready. I was ready to bring it. I did the test the test games, and I was like, no, I literally can't, in good conscience, play this freaking deck right now. So I had to pivot. I had to change. And what did I change to? Of course, Magnolia, the deck I wanted to bring at first. Decided to pivot back, and then I moved back over to the good side. So, I know Magnolia is like way less powerful, and it's true. I mean, I did not do well at BCS, which is fine. I did the worst out of my friends, which is fine. It's whatever. I played all 7 rounds, and yeah, I ended up swapping the deck list over to Magnolia, and that's how I kept it. Unfortunately, it's not a list that I'm happy with, and maybe I'll do a deck list profile at one point, but realistically speaking, it was not good. Like, I did not do well. It was not a list I was happy with, I should say. And it's because I did not have enough time to test out different ratios against other decks and stuff like that, so it's whatever. Realistically, the only thing I would have changed is like the ratio on the elephant. Because I run 3 at the moment, and I saw some lists going at for 4, and I was like, you know, the elephant at 4 is not bad. And I say that specifically because it's a 10k shield, right? Which is incredible. So good for this meta, because my god, everything swings for big now. Like, Levidrus is like drowned out because of that, right? So it's whatever. So anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Round 1. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck to fight. Round 1 was, okay, what was round 1 again? I have the script right in front of me. Round 1 was roll. Thankfully, I know how to play against roll. I had a good time playing against roll. But this guy's build was specifically to like try to kill very early, which was a bit scary. But he messed up his push, and I was able to kill him when he was at grade 2 and I was at grade 3, because he made me go first. I don't think I won a single die roll that weekend, but it's whatever. Anyways, yeah, he messed up his rush, died to me, he couldn't kill me in time, and it is what it is. He has very interesting thoughts on the game, which is like he wants to try and make decks that like just kill as early as possible, which I mean it almost worked, but the only reason it didn't work was because I mean he messed up against my turn, and then he played 2 mana decks afterwards, and it is what it is. Next up, our second round was against a Vergilla. Oh boy, that's what I get for winning my first round, huh? So yeah, I played against Vergilla, which, in my opinion, the worst game in well, not the worst game, the worst matchup worst meta matchup, I should say, into Magnolia. And I say that because, and the reason I say that is because Magnolia just has you bind its rear guards, right? I run 2 of each of my rear guards. You bind one of them, it's so hard to find the other one, right? It's so complicated. And yeah, that just makes it so unfortunate, to say the least. So yeah. Also, this guy knew how to play against Magnolia, kind of. Like, he knew my important cards, knew which cards I wanted to keep, and the only card he didn't know was the Elephant, which came out this past set. So he didn't really touch it, which is fine because it's a 10k shield, and made it easier for me. Made me really hope or wish that I had upped the ratio on it, but it's whatever, or upped the copies of it, but I mean it's whatever. The next one I wanted to talk about, or the next round, was another Vergilla. Lovely, love that. Which started my unluck streak. By that I mean my unlucky streak, what I meant was that the turn I died was the turn I did not have Persona Ride in hand, which sucked because the guy was like, yeah, if he had Persona Ride, he wouldn't have been able to guard anything because he had a bunch of grade 3s in hand. Just didn't have a hand, and I was like, oh god, dude, that freaking blows, but it's whatever. That being said, my round 2 Vergilla was also like, you almost had me if you had 5k more, which I misplayed. That was completely on me because I forgot to the band cycler. I forgot to make something 20k on that swing, on that turn. And that did cost me the game. It is what it is. Next up, my 4th round was a Bazarga, which I was surprised to see a Bazarga down that far down in the bracket, but it's whatever. I played against him. That's why I said the last round was my streak of unluck, because I did not have a single Persona Ride. I hard mulliganed for it. I tried hard mulliganing for it. I tried everything I could. I searched for it 2 times on my first grade 3 turn. Nope, nothing. No Persona Ride found. Not even with the Persona Ride searcher. So, yeah. I got absolutely obliterated. The guy was super cool though, despite. He asked a bunch of questions. He was like asking me why I was doing these plays and stuff. And then after the game, he was like trying to offer me a few like solutions for the reason why I didn't have Persona Ride, because he was like, why couldn't you really do anything? And I explained to him that I needed Persona Ride. If I didn't have Persona Ride, the deck basically doesn't function. And he was like, huh. really? How is that? Why is that a problem? And I was like, dude, it's so bad. Yeah, it is what it is. So there's that. Oh god, it was so annoying. I didn't have Persona Red the entire time. Anyways, fifth round versus an Estacion, a deck that I was testing to see if I wanted to bring to BCS, and I ultimately wrote it off. The guy was super chill and also super good. That guy was part of a team, and his teammate did hit top 32, which, I mean, my team also, or not my team, none of my immediate friends hit top 32, not the ones that I went with anyways, but someone from my locals did hit top 32, which is super cool to see. It was funny because in our first round, we were sitting right next to each other. We both won our first matches, and we were like, yeah, represent our region, let's go! But anyways. Yeah, Estacion, he was chill. He knew what he was doing. He was playing the grade 1 in Archetype. The in Archetype grade 1 that I did not play. He played multiple copies of it. I was like, dang, you're playing multiple copies of it? That's kind of crazy. But, yeah, he had everything. He had the Alvinas and all that, so, I mean, it is what it is. Crazy good deck. Crazy good player. Guy was chill. He was also like, dude, man, Magnolia's weird. But I feel like if I still didn't have Persona right. I feel like if I had Persona right, I would have been able to push for more damage. But I never swung more than 4 times that game, and it was very, very, very unfortunate, and it is what it is. My 6th round at this point, like, I was so tired, and I was out of it, and I was only in it because I had a few friends that were still in the running for Top Cut. I had a few friends that were X2 at the time, and that was like the cutoff for Top Cut, pretty much, like the first half of it. So I was still playing because what else was I gonna do? Just sit there for like an hour more? I was just gonna keep playing. So I played with a friend. The friend that I was playing, or I was playing there. That guy, super chill guy, by the way, was playing Bruce. That guy was awesome. But also I was terrified because Bruce is a terrifying matchup. That guy, I was scared of getting killed like round 2. Oh my god, I just messed up. I should have ulted instead. I was scared he was gonna kill me in like his grade 2 or something, because that's what Bruce does, has like a million swings early. But the guy never swung more than 2 times. It was weird. He just didn't have pieces, I guess. Just had triggers in hand because he guarded forever. But he guarded forever, but just never swung. It was weird. Yeah, the guy just... I legitimately don't know what he was doing. But yeah. Either way, the guy was chill. He was, whenever I was doing my thing, I was like playing my cards, doing the stuff. He was like, dude, this deck is so cool. Like, referring to my deck, right? And he was like, dude, your deck is so cool. I'm like, yeah, dude, I love Magnolia. I was so happy I brought Magnolia that day because a few people were like, please be Magnolia, right? It, like wanting to play against a fun deck or whatever, or like just like enjoying seeing someone play Magnolia, I guess. I don't know if they just wanted to play against like a non-meta deck, but more like they just wanted to see a Magnolia because Magnolia is such a cool deck. It just needs like a tiny bit of things to do well, you know? So, yeah, it is what it is. Lastly, sorry, I just kicked my freaking table. Last round, we're almost, the game's almost done. Oh my god, maybe I can get through my entire, like, spiel. Round 7 was Drajewald. This guy had beaten all my friends by this point. So I'm like, dude, well, I didn't know this at the time that he beat all my friends, but, I saw Drajewald and I was like, I know someone. One of my other friends that I went to BCS with also played Drajewald, so I was like, time for me to play Drajewald. or time for me to, because I knew what was going on with Jejul, but this guy wasn't playing like a normal Jejul build. He was playing the anime build, the one that was on the website, like bar for bar that list. And I was like, dude, this guy cannot win, right? He won, obviously. Oh wow, we lost immediately, Jesus. I lost, but it is what it is. It was a really long game, but yeah. Oh well. Oh, I didn't write down anything. It's whatever. I don't even care. This video was only for me to like yap about this past weekend. So, overall, pretty fun. Maybe tomorrow's video I'll talk about how I did in Shadowverse, which is not much and not really anything to write about. But oh well. Anyways, bye bye.